Greetings, everyone. I'm hoping that you're in good spirits this fine late Tuesday. I'm sorry I have not had a vlog in the last couple of days, but I've been a busy little camper. Let's see. First off, news here in Houston. It was a big tropical storm Bill that you may have heard about, and Bill was supposed to hit Houston square on, but then it kind of ended up curving off to the side. Now it stomped all over Victoria and is heading up towards Austin. Austin, Waco area, which is actually, sadly enough, where Sasha Burrell is. So Sasha Burrell's getting the flood warnings that we thought we were going to be dealing with the last day or so. But basically, we were supposed to be getting a whole bunch of rain that never happened. And, yeah, it's kind of throwing things into a tizzy, needless to say. Anyway. Oh, gosh, what else has been going on? We have a whole bunch of guests in the house right now. Well, a whole bunch, I say. My brother and his wife. So we've got extra people in the house. And that's made the last couple of days kind of weird, kind of hectic. My brother and his wife are worried. They're the ones that had the car flooded. And they're worried about what's going to happen if there's another rain alert. And we had one last night and late this morning, and we had one the night before. Last night and then tonight. But nothing came of either. So I don't know what's going to happen on that front, but basically, they're sleeping over here because they don't want the car flooded out because this neighborhood doesn't flood. So, yeah. In relation to the channel news, let's see. I need to wash this thing. It looks horrible. I do. In general channel news, BioShock Infinite is finishing on Friday. Bastion finished last Thursday. So I'm very quickly running out of series on the second channel. Dragon Age Origins is months away from finishing, so don't worry about that one. But I'm going to start up a new series next week for both shows. For both slots. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I'm thinking Dishonored is going to be one of them. Probably the same slot that BioShock Infinite took over. But then what to play in the second slot. In Bastion's place. I picked up a couple of really clever little games during the Steam summer sales, like Grow Home and Sir, You Are Being Hunted, and some other weird stuff like that. Little things that were like $2 and $3 and $4 here and there. Really impressive looking games, but basically just indie titles. And I might mess with one of those. A little bit of a stint, maybe. I've considered putting some GuildWars 2 footage up in the Monday and Thursday time slot that Bastion took. Maybe put up some stuff in there, just general, shenanigans with some of my characters. I'm not sure what. I don't know how I would do that, though, because I don't know if that would be 30 minutes of just me going around and doing things. I don't know how that would be. I feel like my chair is a lot lower today. Hang on a second. Where's it? Well, it's too high. It's a bit better. Not much, but it's a bit better. Anyway, I moved things around just a little bit. My microphone is now dead center between the monitors. It's an arm thing. So right there. I'm going to pull it down without trying to make too much noise. Anyway. So yeah, BioShock Infinite is finished. Bastion is finished. On the main channel, I had some technical issues with Comcast, specifically. There is a specific segment of the Comcast network getting out of their network and onto the rest of the internet highway. It's in Stemmons, Texas. I don't even know where that is, where it transitions over to this other major backbone provider for the internet called Alternet. That transition point has been giving me problems since January. on and off. It's been, an issue. Now, the only time that I notice any problem with that is when I go up towards the upper, like the East Coast, which unfortunately, like New York or Boston, the only thing that I ever deal with that's up that direction, way up in the northeastern corner of things, is Ackla's hosting my server. So I actually have connectivity issues a lot of times trying to get to that server, and it's nothing that either party can fix because it's something about that transition point. Comcast says they can't do anything because it's on Alternet's side. Ackla's can't do anything because it's not even their provider, because it jumps out of Comcast to Alternet to two other people before it finally gets into the network that they're hosting the services on. So it's not their fault. It's just something I've been having to deal with, unfortunately. I have had several calls put into Comcast. They don't care. So I've been dealing with that and trying to figure that out, but hoping that's going to get ironed out one way or another. Yeah, so I didn't have a combination of all of the rain and weather alerts here on Monday, and that I just didn't do any recording on Vaygrim's Chance. Today, I spent about 2 hours running in circles trying to get Forgecraft 2 working because an update came out from Mistcraft that adds this profiling thing. And the profiling thing is an absolute nightmare because what it does is it loads into a single player instance and it starts profiling your origin. And I had to sit there and stare at it for 5 minutes, and initially it was crashing because of some conflict with Witchery. When I took out Witchery, it runs, but then it crashes at the finish of profiling. And it's complicated, but basically we had to come up with a workaround, and now apparently other people try and get back onto Forgecraft 2 this evening, even the workaround doesn't work. So I think we're going to roll back on that version of Mistcraft, and we're going to lose the profiling thing. And I got to say, I need to talk to XComp Wiz because he's in Italy, apparently. I don't even think I can. He's on a trip or something, but it was a really bad idea. The choice and the way that he chose to do it was just, it's going to confuse all the noobs, which is who I kind of align myself with. Casual players, newbies, stuff like that, the uneducated masses. And it's going to confuse a lot of people if that gets put in mod packs, because you cannot go into a single player world unless you do the profiling. But the thing is, it won't even let you just start up and join a server. It forces you into the profiling thing, and heaven forbid if there's a problem and it crashes out, that instance will not work unless you remove Mistcraft. So I think XComp Wiz does great stuff, but on this front I think he made a mistake. We'll see. So I didn't record any I recorded an excuse, a 5-minute episode excuse about, look, this is what's going on. The TPS has been tanking at record pace this season for Forgecraft 2. And I had a lot of people comment. They said they've gone back and watched older episodes for like Direwolf 20 and some of the other people, Morvalara, or Rorax or other people. They go watch the other episodes that have been aired, the other content for Forgecraft 2. And it seems like the TPS gets worse, quicker and quicker and quicker, which is not a good thing. So, yeah, this being my first season, it hasn't been a great ride. There's points where I have to wait. I will pickaxe a block, and I'll have to wait up to, I don't know, 30 seconds sometimes for that block to disappear finally, for it to figure it out. I'll put down blocks that will then disappear, and I won't get them back. I'll break blocks. They'll disappear, but then I don't get them. It's like they drop, but then just vanish. All sorts of crazy stuff. So it got to where today I couldn't do anything. Couldn't cope with it. So hopefully we will get back to regular scheduling tomorrow, at least on one episode. I don't know what's going to happen with Forgecraft 2, because right now it looks like we've got a mod that has a memory leak. We've got something else that's tanking TPS, and player says he knows what it is, but I don't know if it's been fixed yet. So, now combine with that the fact that when I shuffled over my setup and moved my microphone, all weekend I worked on this, my microphone all of a sudden started sounding real tinny, like on almost like you're recording from inside a tin can. And I couldn't figure out why. Well, it turns out I had it plugged into a USB 3 port instead of a USB 2 port. Who knew? Apparently snowballs are picky. They don't like USB 3 ports. So I moved it. Took me 2 days to figure that out. But yeah. So it's been an interesting weekend and the last couple of days. There's a big update coming on Tuesday, the 23rd of June, to GuildWars 2. There's a big update, overhaul, a lot of changes in preparation for the new expansion that's coming out in a couple of months called Heart of Thorns. And one of my favorite classes, the class that I main as an engineer in that game, I play an Asura engineer. I play an Asura everything. I have a problem on that front. But I have an Asura engineer that's my main character, and the engineer is finally getting a lot of looking to and a lot of overhauling, a lot of quality of life changes, and a lot of what I've heard is real good, real awesome stuff. So I cannot wait to get into my actual engineer, and I've been playing him right now, but I cannot wait to step in that day the patch hits and figure out all the new toys and all the new stuff that we get. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to wind this up, talk to you guys later. It is late here. I don't know if Wednesday is going to see another Vaygrim's Chance episode, if I'm going to get the problem solved in time to do something tomorrow. There will be one Friday. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but there is a solution being put in play. And I really want to thank Atlas Hosting for going above and beyond the Call of Duty to try and help me figure out where the heck the problem was. Because for the longest time, the only thing that was giving me problems was that server. I thought for sure it was the server. But we've been doing trace routes from their end, from my end. Anyway, we've been doing trace routes back and forth from my end, from their end, analyzing the data, trying to figure out what's going on. I've called Comcast and showed them the information, and they kind of confirmed, yep, there is something just outside their network on this one route up the eastern seaboard to Boston that is causing problems, and they know about it, and they can't fix it because it's somebody else's box. And that's it. That's the answer. It took me a while to get enough evidence to go to Comcast and say, look, I know this is a problem, and for them to take me seriously. Otherwise, they just want to send you to technical support. Anyway, I will talk to you folks later. There's going to be some new series starting up on the second channel next week. At least one is going to be, I think, Dishonored. I don't know what the other one's going to be. I don't want to do Dead Space because that's going to be two action-y shooters side by side. So I want to do something different. I've got a kind of an RPG in Dragon Age Origins. I think Dishonored will be really good. It'll fill the same kind of shooter slot that Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite had. Maybe a platformer of some kind of like what I did with Bastion. I've got Dust and Elysian Tale. Might do that. But there's a couple other things I might run first. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you're having a good week. If you're anywhere in South or Central Texas, I'm hoping the weather is kind to you. Stay safe.